Alright, so this is going to be my review over Marvel's Echo TV show on Disney Plus. Now, I was a little skeptical going into this series because personally I did not really care for her character in her debut with in the Hawkeye series. But I have read a few comics that have involved Echo and really enjoyed her character in the comics. So, the most important thing for me was to leave this show thinking, I really like this character. And I'm pleasantly happy to say that happened. I absolutely enjoyed Echo a ton. It had some great action. It had some great character moments with Maya Lopez, particularly anytime she was interacting with any member of her family. They did a really good job with the sign language stuff throughout the series. Side note: the only issue I had in the series was on Disney Plus for some reason, and maybe this is a problem that's had before. There were moments where I kind of wish there were subtitles because they looked like really emotional moments. I used context to figure out basically what was being said, but it would have been nice to know exactly what was being said between the two characters because I don't know sign language. Another thing about Echo's character, since I have a very basic knowledge on her character, I know in the comics I believe she's Cheyenne Indian. Quote me if I'm wrong because I'm still learning it. But I do like the change that the MCU made with making her a Choctaw Indian in the show taking place in Oklahoma. As the person who was born and bred in Oklahoma, it's always cool to see it represented in a show or a movie. Being Native American as I am, a Cherokee Indian, it was still cool to see a superhero being represented for the Choctaw Nation, again, in a real town in Oklahoma, which I thought was super cool. Overall, all of the Native American heritage added to the show. It's similar to something like Ms. Marvel. It added to the heritage added to the overall show, and it's probably why I like this show as much as I do. Again, being Native American, I don't get to have as much interaction with that side of my heritage, so it's cool to see that portrayed and done respectfully on screen. Now, I'm not Choctaw, so I don't know how accurate it was, but there is a dedication to the Choctaw Nation at the end of the series, so I assume they must have gotten some, input or advice on the show. Overall, great action. It made Echo or Maya Lopez a character that I'm very excited for. They changed some things, but I'm not going to go too in depth with it. I think they're all good changes. Again, the Native American heritage, all of that wrapped up into a show made it a very enjoyable experience for me. It's arguably probably my second favorite MCU TV show, at least the live action ones. Let me know in the comments, what did you think of Echo? Because again, I loved it, but I want to hear from you guys. What did you think of Marvel's Echo series? Let me know.